Hi guys, welcome back to Dimitra's Dishes. So today I'm bringing to you another brioche, really delicious recipe. We're making cinnamon raisin swirl brioche loaves, and I'm going to make two of them, one for us and one for our friends. If you don't have loaf pans, you can definitely make this in a bundt pan if you have one, but it comes out really cute and nice in the loaf pans. It's really easy, it bakes fast. So let's go over the ingredients and then we're going to get started making it. First of all, you need the brioche dough, and I made mine earlier today and I had it in my refrigerator so it's easier to work with. I'm going to put the link down below. We need some orange. We're going to use the zest and the juice, cinnamon, brown sugar, raisins, and for the glaze we need some confectioner's sugar and the orange juice from this orange over here. We need some regular sugar and some flour, just so that way we can dust on our work surface so we can work with it. Before we work on the dough, let me combine the brown sugar with a little bit of white sugar just to lighten it up. You can definitely use all brown sugar. This is dark brown sugar. That's fine if that's what you want to use. And I'm not going to mix the cinnamon in here because I like to sprinkle the cinnamon on top of my dough. I'm just going to mix my two sugars together. And I like lots and lots of cinnamon, so I'm just going to sprinkle it right over the dough when we roll it out. And same thing with raisins. I don't like to mix them with my sugar. So I'll keep this on the side. Now, let me put some flour on my work surface. It's a really sticky dough, and you want to make sure you flour your board well so that way the dough doesn't stick, and then it'll make it really impossible to roll it up. Now I'm just going to spread this out into a rectangle with my hands. You can definitely go ahead and use a rolling pin if you like, but that would be just one more thing to wash, so I'm just going to leave it. So roll it out in a big rectangle. I'm using my cutting board to kind of guide me. There we go. Now I'm going to just sprinkle some cinnamon all over the top, all over the surface, everywhere. Lots and lots and lots of cinnamon. And then I'm going to take my sugar, and then as many raisins as you want. We like lots of raisins in this dough, so we're just gonna, in this bread, so I'm just gonna put all of these raisins in. We actually like more than this, so I think I'm gonna go get some more. You can substitute nuts if you wanted, or you can just totally leave the raisins out. Now, I'm just gonna roll this up like this. I'm just gonna pinch the edges shut and roll the sides in, and I'm just gonna dip my knife and roll the edges shut, and then I'm just gonna dip my knife in some flour and just cut this in half. Okay, so I forgot to zest my orange, so it's okay if you forget to do that like I just did. Just either leave it out, or you can go ahead and zest a little bit of orange on top of it. But generally this was supposed to go inside of the filling, but that's fine. I'll put half right now on here and then half when I flip it over into the pans. Now, you're going to need two pans. If you have non-stick baking spray, go ahead and spray your pans now. I have some melted butter here. I'm just going to butter up my pans really well. And now I'm just going to put a sheet of parchment paper folded in each one of my pans, and this is going to help me lift it out once the bread is ready, and it'll keep it from sticking. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over in my loaf pan, and then I'll put a little bit more orange zest since I forgot to put it in there. Another thing I forgot to do, which I should have done, I should have sprinkled some extra cinnamon over my sugar and raisin mixture, but I forgot to do that, and that's okay. Forgetting to do a lot of things today, but it'll still come out really delicious, I promise. I'll just sprinkle some cinnamon on top of it right now. Okay, now I'm going to cover these with some plastic wrap, put these in a warm place, the warmest place in my house until they rise up really nicely, and then we're going to bake these for about 35 to 40 minutes in a 350 degree preheated oven. But as soon as they're done rising, I'll show you what that looks like. So in the meantime, I'll just clean up this mess, put these aside, and I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, so these are done proofing. They've been sitting on the side for about 35-40 minutes. Now I'm just going to brush some egg wash that I prepared by mixing an egg with some water. You could do milk as well. And this is just going to give it that really beautiful mahogany color that brioche gets. Now I've preheated my oven to 400 degrees. And as soon as I put these in there, I'm going to reduce the temperature to 350 degrees. And I'm going to allow it to cook, both loaves, for about 35 to 40 minutes, or until a toothpick comes out clean when inserted in the center. It's going to take between 35 to 40 minutes. I'll let you know exactly how long it took. There's my oven, it's ready. And I'm going to pop these in there and show you what they look like when they're ready.
Here you go.
Okay, so my cinnamon raisin brioche loaves have just come out of the oven. They took a little over 35-40 minutes to be ready. It took more closer to 40 minutes. You want to make sure to keep an eye on them and do not over bake them, otherwise they'll be dry instead of moist. You'll know if they're ready once they've developed this beautiful mahogany color on top. And when you knock on them, they sound hollow. You can also take a toothpick and insert it in the center, and if it comes out clean, you'll know that they're ready, and these are ready. Now you want to allow these to cool completely, at least like 10-15 minutes before you handle them. And while those are cooling, we're going to make the delicious orange glaze that is going to go on top of this. And I've made this glaze many times before. It's good on top of scones or pretty much any kind of like bread or cake like this. If you're making danishes, it's great for those. Coffee cake, anything like that. It's basically 2 ingredients: fresh orange juice that I've juiced out of the oranges that we zested to make to add to this dough, and powdered sugar. That's really all you need, just powdered sugar and juice. And you can make this really any other citrus flavor, like you could use lime juice or lemon juice and make it a lime or lemon glaze, depending on what you're making. And if you want to completely leave out the citrus flavoring, you could just add milk to this and thin it out with just some milk. Okay, so Layla's joining us today to finish this up. So we made the icing, the orange icing, to go on top of this. And you want to make sure that it's at a runny consistency, but it's not, you don't want it to become like translucent or anything like that. Then it'll be too thin. So as soon as the bread cools down, and it cools down to sort of room temperature, not really cool, you just want to drizzle the glaze on top of this. And this orange glaze is really flavorful, and it goes really well with the cinnamon and the raisin, and we have the orange zest in here too. So it's going to add really nice flavor to this. It's going to give us sort of like a Danish taste to it. So now I'm going to try to slice into it holding Layla. Say hi, Layla. Say hi. Let me get a knife and try to cut into this. Alright, so let's try to cut into this with one arm and see how we go, because Layla didn't want to go with anyone else today. Yeah. Layla, look, let's cut into this right here. So you can show everyone what it looks like. Look at that, you guys. Look at that. That is beautiful right there. I'm not able to take a bite out of it, although I would. Layla, look at this. She's eating my mic. Layla, look at this. Yummy. Mmm. Is that delicious? Alright guys, I'm going to post the recipe on my website, www.dimitrasdishes.com. Uh-oh, I don't know if you can hear me. There's my mic. www.dimitrasdishes.com, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye everyone. Enjoy. Say bye. Bye.